It's high noon.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Bronco's Gaming World. Today, we're going to take a look at the tried and true infantry squad of the Imperial Guard, the Cadian Shock Troopers. We're going to take a look at a painted squad that I have worked up, as well as take a look at the data sheet, so hang in there and stick with us. We're getting into that right now. Alright, jumping right in, here is the painted squad of Cadian Shock Troopers that I've got here. I went with a base coat of the olive flesh from Reaper's paint line, and the rest of them are all the Army Painter Speed Paint 2.0. The orc skin for the helmets, grim black for all the weapons. I went with the dark wood for their boots, and the strap is the ruddy fur, and then the silver is the broadsword silver from Speed Paint 2.0 as well. I'm really happy with the way these guys came out. The model kit themselves, when you build it, they're a little bit more of a pain in the ass. I really wish GW would get their numbering system a little bit more coherent on their sprues, because it does really make it a pain in the ass to be able to build these models and build them quickly. So it is a little bit of a slog, but they look great once you get them all done. So overall I'm happy with them. Alright, so here's the data sheet for the Cadian Shock Troopers. Again, human, so they're just, their stat line is 63517 and an objective control of 2. What makes these guys cool is that they do get 2 special weapons in their in the squad of 10 instead of 1 for your infantry. They're not quite as cool as Dakar Krieg, but they're like your second place silver medalist as far as how the Imperial Guard squads are concerned. Um, you can equip your sergeants with either bolt pistol, chainsword, or the drum-fed autogun. I like the drum-fed autogun just because you get more shots out of it. It's the same as a las gun in all respects, but you get 2 shots no matter what, so you're always in rapid fire on it. It's not a rapid fire weapon, so you're just always going to get 2 shots, which is fine. You know, you're going to get your las guns with 7 other guys, and then depending on what you're doing, I would go with like your grenade launcher and plasma gun pretty typically. If you're throwing them in like a Chimera, like a 10-man squad in a Chimera, you could run like your melta-gun, plasma gun. You know, that's always a pretty solid choice because of the Chimera's firing deck of 2, which allows you to fire those weapons out of there. They otherwise in your 20-man blobs, you take like 2 plasma guns, 2 grenade launchers, depending on what you're doing. You got to remember that you can't take duplicates unless you have 20 guys in it. Then you can take 2 of each. You know, you can get 4 special weapons, so you can take two melta guns, 2 plasma guns, 2 grenade launchers. I would stay away from the flamer. The flamer is not really going to do you a lot of good with these guys, unless you're just going against an absolute horde blob of like Tyranids or something, or another guard army. It's just, you're just as good having your las guns as you are the flamer for the most part. It's just because its range is 12, so it's not going to really do you a lot of good. Yeah, it auto hits, but it's only strength 4, so it's not that much better. Your other special weapon options are better call. The sergeant, I don't see why you would ever really equip him with the melee weapons. You don't want him to actively fight in melee, so I don't really see the point. Their special abilities: they have the Shock Troop special ability at the end of your command phase. If this unit is within range of an objective marker you control, that objective marker remains under your control even if they have no models within the range of it until your opponent controls it at the start of any turn. So they have the sticky objectives, which is nice. You start them by like your home objective turn 1, and then you just move away from it if you don't think that your opponent has any way to get to it anytime soon, like any kind of deep strike or anything like that. You know, or you use them as your mobile. They are your mobile infantry for real. You throw them in your transports and your chimeras, and you just roll them forward, grab objectives, and just keep rolling and allow them to block whatever your enemies got coming at you while their backup units come up and hold the objectives long term for you. They also can get a Vox caster. So, and that doesn't take the place of any of your special weapons choices that you can get, but you can get a Vox caster, so you definitely should. And you can get 2 of them in a 20-man blob. A Vox caster, anytime you use a stratagem on them on a die 6 roll of 5 or better, if they have an officer around them, you get a free CP. So there's no reason not to pick the the Voxcaster. There's just no reason for it. Like I was saying, you can get 2 troopers with special weapons, and you just can't duplicate any of your stuff. Universally, guys, the Cadians are good. They're a good infantry guard squad. They're cheap. It's still 60 points for 10, 120 points for 20, and you're going to get 4 special weapons in a squad of 20 plus 2 Voxcasters and 2 sergeants, ideally probably with the drum-fed autogun. Overall, they're good. I mean, if you're playing like a WYSIWYG kind of thing, you're going to probably have a lot of these guys because these are the most common Imperial Guard Army infantry squads you're going to be able to find, especially with the new sculpts, which are the ones pictured here. The new sculpts, they look cool. They definitely look more like a World War II like infantry, which is kind of cool. Way better than the old kind of plain sculpts. I mean, the old ones are fine, but these guys are much better. And yeah, you're going to find a lot more of these guys than you will the Death Korps Krieg or Catachans. I mean, the Catachans kit's just ancient. You haven't seen new ones of those in 20 years. And the Krieg, you have to buy kill teams to get those squads. So, if you're not playing WYSIWYG and you just want to, as long as you make it clear to your opponents what you're doing, I've never really cared as far as, oh hey, those models are Cadians, you can't make those Death Korps Krieg. I don't care. I don't think most people care as long as you're clear and you're not mixing things up to where it's confusing as to what's what, because there's definitely a stark difference between a Cadian squad and a Death Korps Krieg squad. They definitely function pretty different. And yeah, just make that stuff clear to your opponents, and you should be just fine. So there you go, guys. Cadians, get on them. You're going to need them. They're a solid infantry choice for the Imperial Guard. And please consider liking and subscribing here on Bronco's Gaming World for more content of mine. It helps motivate me to improve, get better, and put more content out. And folks, I appreciate you all. And until next time, please take care of yourselves.
Boom goes the dynamite.